Hello and welcome to all of you beautiful T Martin Airlines passengers out there. I hope you brought your adventure caps and barf bags today because we are going to be visiting the 4 highest peaks in the world. We are out here in the Himalayas on the border between Nepal and China, and we are going to be checking out Lhotse, Kangchenjunga, K2, and of course, the crown of all crowns, Mount Everest. So we are here at Lukla Airport. This is known to be one of the most dangerous airports in the world. If you were ever going to try to go climb Everest, this is where you would end up landing. It is on the side of a mountain. On this takeoff here, we are going to gas it fully, and we're going to hope we have enough speed to take off by the time we get to the edge of it. Otherwise, we're going tumbling down. Now, it is worth noting our bird stay is going to be a Dair TBM at 930. This is a turboprop aircraft capable of some pretty insane speeds, but more importantly, some pretty insane altitudes. I believe the max altitude is 31,000 feet, which we are going to need to be able to get up there. It's one of the few aircraft in this game that's capable of achieving that. So it's kind of a small guy. It does have a pretty good looking interior though. I mean, you guys can see here, we've got some decent room. Nothing too crazy, but we're looking pretty good. Here on the ground, we are already at 9,400 feet above sea level, which is pretty incredible. I've kind of trimmed down our fuel mix a bit. I don't know where it should be, so hopefully we're going to be able to, have enough to be able to take off. This is going to be absolutely terrifying. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Let's do it outside the plane so we can see everything that's going on. And it's just time to send it, dude. Here we go. All right, we're off. We are off. Dude, could you imagine? I mean, being a pilot would be scary, but at least you're in control. Could you imagine being in this plane, knowing that this is what you were looking at? At the bottom of this runway is a cliff. So if you are not going fast enough or you can't stop quick enough, you're donezo, bro. Oh, wow. All right, so we're gonna go flaps and landing gear up all the way on everything. And don't sink. What are you saying? Don't sink. Don't sink, it said. No, I think we're okay. All right, so we gotta be careful about this here. Let's go ahead and get back outside. And we are going to make a turn over for Kangchenjunga is going to be the first one we're going to be looking at. It's actually the 3rd highest peak in the world. I think Everest is somewhere up behind us. I'm pretty sure. I think it's just about over that way. We might have just seen the very tip of it, but we're going to go check them out in order. The thing is, the 4th highest and Mount Everest are of the same mountain base. So we're going to start with number 3. We're gonna go to the west side of Nepal for number 2, for K2, and then we're gonna head on over back here for number 1 and number 4. This should be a good time. I've always been low-key kind of obsessed with Everest, just thought it was so cool. I've read so many books, watched so many movies. If you guys haven't, Into Thin Air, if you haven't seen the movie or read the book, it's really, really good. Always been just inspired by the highest point in the world, you know what I mean? That's just impressive. So we're gonna head on over this way. Let me bring up our VFR map here. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure exactly where Kangchenjunga is. I think it's right here. I'm pretty sure there was one little thing after our airport, and I'm pretty sure it should be somewhere right in here. So we're gonna set our objectives for over there. We're gonna look for the highest point. We're gonna hope we can find it. Man, this is just incredible. This is another world, dude. I really want to come out here to Nepal at some point. It's a dream of mine. It's so beautiful and so different. You know what I mean? Just look around us right now. Look at how incredible this is. Almost looks like another planet. There are a few places on this Earth that just completely look like different planets. I would say here's one of them, definitely out in some of the deserts. Iceland is definitely one of them. Right there on the tip of the wing, the very tip of the wing is kind of pointing towards it. Those 2 peaks right there, I'm pretty sure that's Lhotse and Everest. The highest point in the world. Dude, that is so insane. We're already so high up, and that's significantly higher than we are currently. So we're gonna come back and check that out, but we are headed due east right now, and we are gonna go try to find Kangchenjunga. That might be it up there in front of us. Is that a mountain or is that a set of clouds? I'm pretty sure that's a mountain above the clouds, bro. All right, we are en route. That looks to be about right. I'm pretty sure, I keep looking at my Google Maps, I'm pretty sure Kangchenjunga should be somewhere around here. Maybe this lighter spot. I've always wanted to tackle Everest, at least in a baby way. I don't think I would ever be able to climb the full thing You know, it's not quite as much of a feat as it was in the past. It's been heavily commercialized, and like, I mean, you still need to train for it, and you need to, you know, practice your mountain climbing and the ice scaling and going across the ladders with the big boots and all kinds of stuff like that. You are still climbing a giant sheet of rock and ice up to the highest point in the world, so it's not easy, but you know, there's different ways you could do it. Like, you could pay $25,000, have like a local Nepal Sherpa take you up. It's a little bit less nice, you know, it's a little bit tougher on you. Or people can pay, you know, anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, and there's like these whole setups where like they have people going with your group to carry everything. They carry all your oxygen, all your food, all the tents. They set the tents up for you, and it's like a luxury way of doing it. So, I mean, really at this point, pretty much anyone can do it. It's still really dangerous, but they can do it. But I really want to do the base camp hike. So base camp is kind of like where you start the climb, and there's a few different sections where you climb up, and they have it down to a science where it's like, you know, you got to reach camp 1 by this day, camp 2 by this day, then you make the trip up to the very peak. But the base camp, like, anybody can just go do that. You don't even have to be in that good of shape. It takes like 12 days. You fly into Lukla there, and then you stay there, and there's like 3 days where you're, you know, acclimatizing to the you know, new atmosphere that you're in. If you don't take the time to be able to do that, you can get mountain sickness, which is really bad, and people can potentially die from it. But yeah, you basically learn to live, and you just kind of relax for a few days in this new atmosphere, and then you just do this like 9-day trek up and down the mountain. You go up to the base camp where everybody starts the Everest hike, and then you trek back down. I feel like something like that could be kind of cool, and it's basically just walking. I mean, it's a long way. I think it's like 130 kilometers or something like that there and back, but it would be pretty cool just to say you did that, just to say you were at the base of Everest looking up at it. I don't even think you could see the peak, but something like that might be kind of cool. I've always wanted to do it. Could vlog it. Let me know if you want Trev and Chels to go do that. But it looks like we're making our way here. We're getting a little bit closer. I do see that one dark spot there on the map. I'm pretty sure that's got to be it. Let me pull up our VFR map here. Oh yeah, it's that guy right there. That's it. Looks like we're getting some warnings on our engines. That's never good. What is that there? Torque is a little bit too high. Do we need to bring anything down? All right, we're at about 75% power now. I don't want to end up losing any engines or anything out here. I mean, we really only have one engine, so we've only got one to lose. So this thing has a few different peaks here. As you guys can see, I don't know if this peak right here is the highest point. It kind of looks like the pointy peak is the highest point. We'll do a little loop around it. Ooh, look, you got some like washout from the snow and the glaciers down there. Dude, this is pretty intense. So people started trying to climb this thing back in 1848. After numerous unsuccessful attempts, the first person to summit it was 1955. So it took over 100 years for somebody to be able to take this big guy down. And not many people have done it since. Only 220 people have ever summited it. 42 people have died trying to do so. So it's definitely a very dangerous task. It's not nearly as commercialized or you know, widely sought after as something like Everest. So definitely gets a lot less attention. I'm sure in the mountain climbing community it's almost even a little bit more respected, because you kind of got to go out there and do a little bit more on your own. I'm going to come around this thing. It seems like all the peaks around it are a lot more detailed, and then this the pointy one is looking a little rough, I'm not going to lie. I feel like everything else looks good. They could have done my boy a little bit better here, but that's all right, dude. We are flying around Kangchenjunga here. That is pretty mighty. For the longest time, they thought this was the highest mountain in the world, and then at some point they decided to really truly measure it and found out that Everest was in fact a little bit taller. Fun fact: Everest is actually growing 2.4 inches per year. So every single year, every single day, it's getting a little bit taller. Every day, the next person that summits it is the first one that's been to that height at that point in time. So kind of kind of interesting in that regard, dude. This is so incredible. Oh, the third highest peak in the world. I would imagine that pointy jagged edge there is the tallest part of it. It's got like triplet peaks here. Dude, can you imagine trying to scale that? Like Everest, like I said, it's been super commercialized, so there's like very clear paths and they have all the ladders and ropes and everything set up. You just got to go there and do it. This thing, you're just climbing sheer rock with nothing pre-done for you. That's insane. All right, so we are going to go ahead and head on out of here. Let me go ahead and grab our map. I'll show you guys where we're going next. This is the Himalayas here. You've got Nepal down here, China up here, India would be like all the way down here. We got to be careful. It's a nice mountain there. It'd be a shame if somebody crashed into it. But Everest is like right here. This is where we took off from. K2 is going to be somewhere up over here. I'm going to have to look at my phone and figure it out. And wow, we got really, really close to the edge of that guy. Nice to see ya. Welcome to Pakistan. We are going to be taking off from Skardu Airport here, which you guys can see. Microsoft Flight Simulator has done a very good job recreating. It looks like this is one of the airports that they didn't necessarily put a lot of thought and effort into, but that's just fine. It is extremely, extremely close to K2, so we need to take off, and we immediately need to, we need to put flaps and landing gear and everything up. But we need to bring up our VFR here, and we need to see where we're heading. I believe K2 is going to be somewhere off to the right. It's got to be somewhere over here. We should be able to find it pretty easily. K2 is nothing to joke about. This is the most dangerous mountain in the world. Oh, we're overloading our thrust here, so we're going to go ahead and back off on our power a bit, down to 75. All right, that should fix that up. We might have to do a couple of circles to be able to get enough altitude here. But it's the most dangerous mountain in the world. By far, it is significantly harder to climb than Everest, mainly because of its weather. Now, Everest does suffer from bad weather as well, but K2's got the worst of it. You have to think about it, like when you're up on these mountains, there's no shelter, there are no buildings, there's nothing you can go bunker down in and try to hide from the weather in. Like, you're done, bro. Like, you have a little tent you can sit in, but that tent could be blown off the side of the mountain. So K2 was first attempted to climb in 1902. It was successfully climbed 52 years later in 1954. We're stalling. We gotta be, dude, the problem is it's so close to where we're trying to go right now, so I'm trying to pull up. We gotta keep our airspeed up. We gotta do better here. But yeah, it's been nicknamed the Savage Mountain because one of the first successful climbers came down and talked to a reporter, and he's like, it's a savage mountain that is just constantly trying to kill you. There have been 367 people who have reached the summit and 86 people who have died trying. So, man, that is insane. We're gonna try to get a little bit of airspeed, a little bit of altitude here. We're at about 12,000 feet. We need to get up to 28,251. That's how tall this mountain is. We've got some work to do. You guys see this three-fingered thing right here? K2 is that, right at the tip of that third finger where it gets white. So that's where we're headed. We are nowhere close. All these big mountains we've been seeing outside don't even hold a candle to how big this thing is. We really have to be careful, dude. I mean, this is a big mountain in front of us. It does look like we're picking up some decent airspeed. We have about 25% more throttle if we need it. Ooh, that airspeed is falling. Speed is your friend. As soon as you don't have it, you're in trouble, dude. We're close to stalling. I think we're gonna have to bank on out of this here. We're starting to stall for sure. All right. We can kind of use the side of the mountain to maybe try to go around, try to build up a little bit of speed. Here we go, baby. Come on, get up over this thing. This is one of the most powerful prop planes in the game. It's extremely fast. And it's struggling to get up there. Come on, baby. So I was looking up some fun facts to share with you guys when we get over towards Everest. It's so much fun, dude. I love doing this. I love learning new things myself. But K2 right here, this actually isn't the most dangerous mountain in the world. There are quite a few other ones that are significantly more dangerous and significantly more difficult to climb. It's just that this one is also one of the highest mountains in the world. Like, of the top 5 or 10 highest mountains in the world, this is the most dangerous out of them. It has like a 20 to 30% failure rate, whereas something like Everest has a 3 to 4% failure rate, or death rate, I'm sorry. Of the successful climbs, 20 to 30% die. You guys know what I mean. In comparison is what I'm trying to say. So this is K2 right here. She's big. She's beautiful. You know, it's all right to be second place. It's okay to get that silver. I wouldn't be too mad at it. To be second out of however many mountains there are in the world, probably, you know, millions, trillions. I don't even know how you would measure that. You know, she's doing all right. K2, I'd give you a gold in my book. You know what I mean? Like you're more dangerous than Everest. You're a much harder beast to tame. You've killed more people. Actually, you haven't even killed more people because people are scared to climb you. Way fewer people have tried. Everest simply wins that just because of the numbers. But yeah, this is K2 here. Kind of a cool name too. You know what I mean? K2. Apparently they were naming a bunch of mountains around here. I'm assuming all these other like big peaks, and they named them like K1, K2, K3, K4, K5. K2 ended up being the biggest one of them all. It honestly doesn't look as menacing as I was expecting it to. I do know the north side of the mountain, which is the one that we're coming up on right here, is the most difficult side to climb it from. And I think it's the only one of the tallest mountains that hasn't been climbed on all sides in the winter or something like that. I don't know, there's some weird facts out there. But I can see how this would be the tough side. You've got rocks and cliffs and all kinds of stuff all over it. But the other sides didn't look that steep. This is coming from a guy sitting in the comfort of his home in Florida playing a flight simulation game. But yeah, that's K2. All right, let's make our way to Mount Everest. So there's our Lukla Airport down there where the grass can grow and there's trees and greenery and all kinds of stuff like that. But we ain't got no time for that. We are heading straight up to the peaks of the Himalayas and the peak of the world, Mount Everest, which is going to be up over this crest. But I've got a feeling we are going to have quite a bit of climbing to do. We are getting dangerously low on our airspeed here, so I think we're probably going to have to do a few circles and just kind of take our time getting up there. It's going to be a minute, but I promise we'll make it. In fact, I almost wonder if we're looking at it right here. I'm not completely sure. We're going to have to look around for it. We're going to have to find it, but that's a big boy right there. That could definitely be Everest. We're going to get up top over the crest, so we're going to try to look around for it and see if we can figure it out. We are starting to stall here. We want to bring our power down a bit. We're overloading our engine. Definitely don't want to do that. I don't think we're going to be able to make it around the crest this time, so we might want to, before we fall out of the sky, we might want to kind of take a bit of a left here and try to get some airspeed back. We're just going to go out and around. So Mount Everest, height of 29,029 feet. That's easy to remember, but like I said, it grows by 2.4 inches a year, so keep that in mind. I don't know if it's grown or what. It's, you know, like when you have a kid and you like mark how tall they are on the wall with a ruler or whatever, we're gonna have to start doing that with Everest. But first attempted, not really attempted, but it was like they're checking it out and surveying it trip happened in 1921. First successful summit happened in 1953. Over the years, there have been 9,159 successful summits and 295 people that have died. So again, I mean that's a 3 to 4% death rate versus something like K2 is 20 to 30%. So, you know, not safe, but much safer for sure. Of those 295 people, there are still over 200 bodies on the mountain. In fact, that's one of the biggest problems that they run into is you can't get the bodies out. I think at one point there was a helicopter that touched down on top of the mountain, but the thing is the air is so light, helicopters don't really work well up here. It's super dangerous, and you have to like strip everything from them to make them super light. Aircraft can go up there because they've got more thrust, but yeah, you can't get anything up there. So like once you get past a certain point, and the dead zone is what they call it, trash, humans, stuff like that isn't really going to end up coming down. Some of the Sherpas do try to take trash down when they can, but you're not going to be able to bring a human body back down. So if you die up there, there's a good chance you're staying up there. I do remember there's like green boots or something like that. Like some of the bodies have become landmarks. Some of them end up falling down in a crevice and like never to be seen again. You're going to be preserved perfectly there for a very long time. But some of them end up becoming landmarks, like people that have crawled into caves and stuff. And you're like, oh yeah, there's green boots. We gotta take a right here. Let me see where we're at. Oh shoot, I think we're going the wrong way. I think we want to take a left. Dude, I have no clue where this stupid thing is. I'm assuming it's one of these. I think it's this. I think that's Everest, and I think that's Lhotse right there. They're part of like the same base mountain, and what's it called? They one of them's Lhotse is the 4th highest. Everest is the highest in the world. Yeah, I think that's it. Over here is where we're heading, but kind of interesting in that regard. The person that's climbed it the most is Kami Rita. Hopefully I said that right. He's a Nepalese Sherpa, and he has summited the mountain 23 times. 23 times. So these Sherpas are the ones that kind of lead the expeditions, and all the rich, you know, whether you're a super rich person that wants to do it or like a mountaineer, whatever you want to do, you kind of, everybody has to be at least a little rich to be able to do it. Like I said, minimum is about 25,000 for a seat. Goes up to 100, 150 plus, depending on all the amenities you want. But these Sherpas will lead people up the mountain. They'll be the guide. Sometimes they'll take equipment for you and stuff like that. They'll cook for you. You know, like I said, set up your tents, etc., etc. So he has summited that thing 23 times. Dude's a legend. I hope he's doing well. There she is right there in front of us. Mount Everest, the highest, tallest point in the world. Just scraping at the sky. No point higher. That is so cool. It would honestly be so incredible to stand up there. I've watched YouTube videos of people on the summit and stuff. Like I can't even imagine the feeling. Like it's such a simple thing. Like, oh yeah, I climbed to the top of this rock, but it's like that is the tallest, biggest rock in the world. Like that is such a cool feat. Now, to be able to get to the tallest rock, I mean, it's been done quicker. I actually didn't look at how quickly it's been done. I should probably do that. Give me a sec. Dude, no way. Okay, there is a Sherpa that climbed it in 8 hours and 10 minutes. He went straight up the side of the thing in one day. That doesn't even seem possible. But the average ascent for like a normal human being, not a crazy Sherpa that lives up here and is somehow just like a superhero, takes about 2 months. So, you know, you do the base camp trek, which is what I was talking about I want to do. So that's like 12 days or so. And then you just kind of slowly make your way up. You know, you take your time, you watch the weather, you make multiple attempts sometimes. Like, you'll get up to Camp 1, and then you'll climb halfway to Camp 2 and come back home. And then a couple days later, you'll climb 3/4 of the way and then come back home. And you just kind of slowly but surely do it to get, you know, acclimatized and stuff like that, and kind of get your footing. And you know, obviously, being slow and safe is key here. Obviously, people get sick and they can't keep going. Bad weather comes in and you've got to stay down at one of the base camps and stuff. Like, you don't really want to rush something like this. So people definitely take their time, which is a good thing. And man, like I said, I can't imagine what it's like to be on the tip of this thing. So I'm assuming this is Lhotse right here. It's the south face, or the south peak of Everest, which is behind us. Yes, that's the south peak. And then this is Mount Everest right here. So you guys can see there are a bunch of different ridges and stuff. I'm pretty sure it's been climbed from just about every angle that you can do it. But that spot right there is the tallest point in the world. Up above the clouds, up above everything else. That is it. That is just absolutely incredible, dude. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is so cool. I'm gonna zoom down a little bit so we can see a little bit of everything. Wow. Can almost see my house from here. Oh, that is just so amazing. I want to look at it over the wing. Oh, dude, that is crazy. Look at that thing. Ooh, that's a big open white face right there. Oh my goodness, man. Somebody climbed this thing in 8 hours and 10 minutes. Are you kidding me? I don't know what's more impressive, doing it in 8 hours and 10 minutes or doing it like the Kami Rita, doing it 23 times. I would say 23 times is probably more impressive. 23 times is pushing it. If you've got a 4% chance of dying and you're doing it 28 times, those are not odds that I would like. Look at this thing, dude. That is just oh shoot, we gotta be careful, dude. We can't get above 31,000 feet. This plane is not, it's not gonna do that. Going around Lhotse here, number 4, Star to steal all your sunshine, sweetheart. But I mean, if you ain't in the top 3, like you're not even worth talking about. No, I'm just kidding. You're pretty impressive too. But dude, this is so amazing. I kind of want to attempt to, like, I don't know, try to like skirt the top, try to like touch our wheels on the top or something, but that would probably be a pretty bad idea. Should we do a barrel roll above Everest? Do we have enough airspeed? Looks like we do. All right. Hey, Mom, look at me. We're going to go for it. Oh, we did it. Okay, that was just a little bit nerve-wracking. I think we're going to head out, old girl. It was nice seeing you. You are mighty impressive, mighty beautiful. Maybe one day I'll be able to see you in real life, but until then, it was a pleasure. You just keep on growing, keep setting records. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. Don't let anybody hold you back. Unfortunately, our time together has come to an end, and on behalf of myself and all the employees of Team Martin Airlines, we want to thank you so much for your business. There is one thing we kind of forgot to mention, and that's the fact that this is likely a one-way trip. You guys did happen to see that takeoff, didn't you? It's you know, one of the most dangerous airports in the world. Landing at said airport is you know, significantly more difficult, and I am severely underqualified as a pilot. So if you want to send any last-minute text messages, you might be getting some self-service by now. If not, you know, just hope for the best. I'm sure your family will miss you, and thank you again for flying with us. We'll transfer all of your you know, frequent flyer miles over to your next of kin. And thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Oh, okay. We missed the runway. That's a wall.